Hey friends, happy Monday. It's a new week. We're still reading the same book, so let's find out what's going on in our book. Here we go. Penguin's reply. Ooh, I can't wait to find out what Penguin says. Day came to the savannah, but Giraffe still did not read the letter, even though he had been waiting so eagerly, even though he had wished all night for morning to come. Not yet, he said to himself, not yet, just a little longer. It seemed such a waste to open the letter now. He was so happy just to have it. He wanted to relish that feeling for as long as he could. Just then, he heard a rustling sound. He looked around, and there was Pelican hiding in the shadow of the leaves, except that only his head was hidden. Oh, it's you, Pelican. What are you doing here? Oh, nothing. Well, I was just wondering what the letter said. Giraffe had forgotten that he wasn't the only one who was bored. Pelican was bored too, and it was time to read that letter. Pelican, he said, I was just about to open it. Let's read it together. Really? I mean, I was thinking of taking the day off anyway, so if you want me to stay and read with you, I could. Actually, Giraffe was Pelican's only customer so far, but he didn't say that. When Giraffe finally opened the letter, his heart was pounding and his knees were trembling, and so were Pelican's. Dear Giraffe, I am Penguin. I live at Whale Point. When I read your letter, I learned for the first time that there is such a thing as a neck. I think maybe I don't have a neck. Or maybe I am a neck? Yours sincerely, Penguin at Whale Point. Do you think Penguin has a neck? Or do you think he is a neck? Where do you think Penguin's neck is? That's a good question. Giraffe tilted his head to one side atop his own very long neck. What on earth could Penguin mean? How could there be a body with no neck? Or a body that was all neck? Aha! That's it, Pelican shouted. His name is Penguin. Not being able to remember the name had really been bugging him. Pelican, Giraffe said suddenly, I know you were going to take the day off, but could you do that some other day? I want you to deliver another letter for me. I'll write it right now. Pelican's eyes grew round. You what? He was going to say no. After all, he had only come back yesterday from the other side of the horizon. But then he remembered all those tasty fish. And one other thing crossed his mind, the hard-working delivery seal. The next thing he knew, he was saying, of course, Whale Point, right? Giraffe and Penguin become pen pals. Even after sending his reply, Penguin could not stop thinking about Giraffe's letter. What on earth was a neck? And how did he have one? He was still wondering when Seal arrived with another letter from Giraffe. Dear Penguin, thank you for your letter. I want to know more about you. Please tell me. For example, what do you look like? And that sort of thing. Yours sincerely, Giraffe. What do I look like? Penguin asked the professor when they met for school that day. You're mostly black and white. That's what I thought, Penguin said. Then he disappeared. A moment later, he returned with the bucket. Clankety clank, clankety clank. And then he climbed inside. Professor, he asked, am I still black and white? Yes, you are the same, black and white. Thank you, sir, Penguin said with a big grin. Now, why was he asking the professor if he was still the same color when he got into the bucket? Remember when he put the water in the bucket? It was a different color than it is in the ocean. Very smart penguin. Dear Giraffe, thank you for your letter. You asked what I look like, but looking is a very odd thing. At the moment, I live on Whale Point, which is surrounded by sea, just like my home on Penguin Island. In the daytime, when the sun shines, the sea looks blue. But in the morning and the evening, it looks completely different. And at night, it's different again. Hmm. And that's not all. No matter whether the sea looks blue or green or orange, when I scoop up a bucket full, the water becomes transparent. Isn't that strange? Hmm. Do any of you know what transparent means? Perhaps it isn't looking that's strange, but the sea itself. Or maybe it's the bucket. Do you think the bucket's magic? But you asked what I look like. I think that I am mostly black and white. Even when I climbed into a bucket, my feathers did not change. So I think that must be right. Yours sincerely, Penguin at Whale Point. P.S. I think you and I would get along. I'm looking forward to your next letter. Giraffe and Pelican read the letter together. Pelican, said Giraffe when they had finished, I still wonder what on earth Penguin looks like. I could go find out, Pelican suggested. Whale Sea did not seem so far away now, and he wanted to see Whale Point. Pelican had never been there because Seal took care of delivering all the letters once they reached Whale Sea. Giraffe looked tempted for a moment, but then he shook his head. No, don't do that. It's more fun imagining. I'm going to keep writing to Penguin and see if I can dress up to look like him. Will you help me? You're going to try to look like Penguin? That's a crazy idea. They both burst out laughing. And that is how the once bored Giraffe became pen pals with Penguin. Dear Penguin, it is so much fun trying to imagine what you look like when I have never met you. I am going to see if I can make myself a penguin costume. And if it works, I want to come and meet you. So please tell me more about yourself. Yours sincerely, Giraffe, who is trying to look like you. On Whale Point, the professor and Penguin had begun to look forward to Giraffe's letters too. Professor, Giraffe says he wants to dress up to look like me. You know, I've lived a long time, the professor said, but I've never heard of anything like this before. He perked up at the very thought of it. Dear Giraffe, who is trying to look like Penguin, I'm very good at swimming in the sea. I have a beak. I use it to catch fish. I can't wait to meet you. Yours sincerely, Penguin at Whale Point. Dear Penguin, my friend Pelican also has a beak. He loves fish too. His name sounds like yours, so maybe he also looks like you. Can you fly through the sky? Yours sincerely, Giraffe, who is trying to look like Penguin. Pelican was becoming a hard worker, just like Seal. Of course, this was partly because the fish in Whale Sea were so delicious. But it was also because Pelican was having so much fun delivering Giraffe's letters. He was also learning more about Seal. Seal's father and his grandfather and his grandfather's father and the father of his grandfather's father and the father of his grandfather's father had all been in charge of the mail for Whale Sea. In fact, Seal was the 10th generation delivery seal in his family. Wow! 10 generations? Pelican exclaimed. That's amazing! So once again, Pelican puffed up his chest, flapped his wings, and flew towards the other side of the horizon. Dear Giraffe, who is trying to look like Penguin, I'm afraid that I can't fly through the sky. I do have wings, but they are very small. Yours sincerely, Penguin at Whale Point. He has wings, but they're very small. Maybe they are just for decoration. What do you think, Pelican? Pelican was trying to figure out what Penguin looked like too. He said he's good at swimming, right? But he can't fly. I wonder if he can walk. Dear Penguin, what do you do when you're not swimming? Do you sit? And can you walk? Pelican wants to know. Yours sincerely, Giraffe. All right, come back next time to see what Penguin says. Bye, guys.